All right, it looks like we are just about live, and we are live. All right, guys. So, about to get started here. UFC Nashville prelims. I'm already signed in, right? So I won't. Yep. As soon as I can get the freaking ESPN Plus to work on my desktop here, we'll be getting started. If not, I'll just pull out the iPad and we'll have to watch it that way, which would suck. There we are. Let's see. So welcome, guys, to WMMA Now. If you are a first-time viewer, we'll be going doing live reaction and commentary for we'll start off with the prelims for UFC Nashville, and if we got good audience and we're having a fun time, then we'll stay on for the main card as well. But right now we're only scheduled for the prelims. Let's go over the card here before we get started. Go over the trusty old topology. So first up, we're going to have a flyweight fight between Eric Shelton, 12-5, versus Jordan Espinosa, 13-5. Then after that, we have bantamweight between Chris Gutierrez, 12-3-1, taking on Ryan McDonald, who is a perfect 10-0. Then we have the ladies up at strawweight, Randa Marcos, 8-6-1, versus Angela Hill, 8-5-1. After that's another ladies fight. Flyweights, Alexis Davis, 19-8, versus Jennifer Maia, 15-5-1. Then we have Marlon Vera, 14-5-1, versus Frankie Saenz at 135. And then the final prelim fight is going to be Bobby Moffett, 14-3, versus Bryce Mitchell, 10-0, and that's at featherweight. Then, of course, we'll go into the main card, starting off with the ladies. Pretty exciting matchup. Should be pretty exciting. We got Macy Barber, 6-0, taking on JJ Aldrich, 7-2. Then we got 145. We got Violent Bob Ross, Luis Pena, taking on Steven Peterson. Pena's 5-1, Peterson 17-7. Then they're going down to the flyweights. Juicy A. Formiga, 22-5, taking on Davison Figueiredo, 15-0. Then going back up to lightweight, John McDessie, 16-6, versus Jesus Pinedo, 16-4-1. Finally, our co-main events tonight's going to be heavyweights, Curtis Blades, 10-2, versus Justin Willis, 8-1. And then main event, of course, 170 pounds, Stephen Thompson, 14-3-1, taking on, in his welterweight debut, Anthony Pettis, 21-8-0. So that's the lineup for tonight, guys. Of course, if you're like me, you always get a couple drinks ready before the fight. I'm starting off with some bourbon. We have Wiggle Pennsylvania bourbon. It's made in Pittsburgh. It's not bad at all. Not my favorite bourbon, but it is pretty darn good. So let's see what they're doing over on. So far on ESPN on the broadcast, they're just going over looks like keys to victory for the main event here. So we'll check back on that in a moment. So for everyone watching, looks like just one of you so far. Hopefully we'll pick up some. Something new this week, if you go down below into the description, of the video, you'll see you can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which I'm not as active on Twitter yet. However, if you also would like to make a donation to the channel, my PayPal is down there. So if you like, there's no pressure at all. And any donations go towards recouping like equipment costs. I have this nice new light ring surrounding the camera that I'm using tonight, and other costs. So there we go. Also, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed yet, please do. As soon as we hit 200 subscribers, and we are getting close, we're at 187. Once we get to number 200, we'll be doing a draw, and I'll be giving away an Invicta FC poster. So let's see what they're doing over on the broadcast here. And still going over, juicing up the main event on the broadcast there. That's why I no longer start these broadcasts early. First 1 or 2 fight companions I did, I started each one like 10 minutes before the scheduled start time of the event, and that was a mistake, because then I had to come up with like a whole bunch of BS to talk about. Not realizing that, oh yeah, they're going to BS for like at least 10 straight minutes once they start the broadcast. So let's look at, before they get to it, I'm over on Tapology. Going to go over the broadcast for, or I'm sorry, the first preliminary fight, flyweight. Eric Showtime Shelton, 12-5, taking on Jordan Espinosa. So it looks like Shelton's a slight betting favorite at -140. Espinosa is the underdog at +120. Shelton is the younger fighter by a year. They both weighed in at about 126, right at the edge of that, what do you say it called, 1 pound weight allowance. And see, Espinosa's taller by an inch and has an 1.5 inch reach advantage. Looks like Shelton, no, excuse me, Espinosa's on a 4-fight win streak. And this is his UFC debut. He last fought 8 months ago on Dana White Tuesday Night Contender Series, where he won by TKO. Shelton's last few fights has a couple wins, sandwiching a loss. His last fight was 4 months ago, where he defeated Joseph Morales by split decision. Okay. Now I got Tyron on the camera. So that'll be the first fight of the evening as soon as they quit BSing. Between the analysts and everything. Looking forward to that. It is nice to see that they are still going to have the occasional flyweight fight, even though, you know, it seems like the division is just about, you know, one foot in the grave already. That's basically how the UFC's been treating it, at least it seems. Interesting article over on, which channel, which website was it? I think it was AsianMMA.com, where Ben Nguyen said, you know, he actually got cut by the UFC. And he basically just said, you know, give us a straight answer. Like, what's going on? Is the fight done, or is it, I mean, is the division dead? Are they getting rid of it? Are you keeping it? Trying to find that article exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not sure which ooh, that'll be a nice addition, Bao Chan. Let me see, maybe it's under the body lock. Trying to figure out what website this article was on. Anyway, it's not really that important. The main point was, you know, nobody knows what is going on exactly with the flyweight division. Here it is. It's under the bodylockmma.com. Ben Nguyen, give us an answer on status of flyweight division. Of course, it doesn't really matter now because he's in Rising. He's going to be taking on Kyoji Horiguchi. So he should be worrying more about that than the UFC right now. Alright, so they're getting ready to start the first fight. They're already talking about it now at the broadcast booth. God, who is that? T. Wood and Megan O'Leary. Megan O'Leary's actually getting like the broadcast table duties going on lately. Seems like ESPN wants to maybe make her more than just, you know, the chick who interviews fighters before and after fights. And I don't have a problem with that, that's for sure. I like O'Leary. She's a good on-air personality. She's got talent. So if you're watching, the chat is open and available to use. So please feel free to say something, say hello in the chat. Because right now we have commercials. What's this one about? This is about for some skin medication. Gross. We'll go back, check on these guys' records. So Eric Shelton, he's 12-5. Ooh. He's probably on the verge of being cut if he loses, because going back to 2017, he lost his first 2 UFC fights. Then he to Alexandre Pantoja and Jared Brooks. Then he scored a decision win over Janelle Lausa. Then he lost a unanimous decision to Alex Perez. That was last February. Excuse me. And then, what was it? November, he got his last win against Joseph Morales. And that was a split decision. So this is probably do or die time for Eric Shelton. So hopefully he looks to impress in this. Because I remember this guy. He came on The Ultimate Fighter, the flyweight, like, you know, the champions season. He had a big ego coming in. Very sure of himself. Very cocky. But he hasn't really lived up to the hype yet, it seems. So, let's see what he does tonight. As soon as they cut it out with the commercials. Good Lord, some of these commercials anymore are terrible. Like this Hotwire commercial, which I like Hotwire. I use them. But man, that commercial with the finger, like, it's just, God. Now we got an eBay. Ugh. And now a lawnmower commercial. You know, the whole point of streaming UFC is that we don't want to watch freaking commercials nonstop. I realize you have broadcast deals in other countries, but when you're making us pay to view a freaking stream, we don't want to put up with a ton of commercials. God, that drives me nuts. I mean, granted, ESPN Plus is cheap as crap, but still, don't want to watch a bunch of freaking commercials when we're paying for the stream. So commentators tonight, if you are watching and you've also got the volume up, Brendan Fitzgerald, Daniel Cormier, and Creepy Trevor Whitman. I'm sure he's a nice enough guy. He just looks creepy as heck. Of course, I can't say much either because, you know, I've got the same look going. Bald and fairly skinny. Alright, so they're about to get started here with the fighter introductions. Well, no. They're about to preview the fight. Finally. Oh, no volume. Okay. That's fine. Don't need it. So there's Espinosa getting his finish in his last fight. And here's Eric Shelton. What did he fight? That must have been back in, looks like the event in Denver was his last win. So you got Jordan Espinosa making his way to the ring. He is, mentioned it earlier, he's 29 years old. He's fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, Latrell's MMA. 5'7", 69.5-inch reach. And he is the betting underdog, but only plus 120, so near even. He's making his way to the cage, and they're showing his win in his last fight. He choked a dude unconscious. That's nice. Well, that was his first fight for the Contender Series. Looks like he's had more than one. Yeah, he was a repeat on Dana White's Contender Series. Apparently choking a guy out in the first round from a Darce choke wasn't enough to get him signed right away. So they brought him back, and he won by third round finish. Hey, it looks like the JBH is in the chat. Welcome, welcome. JBH is wonderful, wonderful. To steal the MMA host catchphrase, to welcome her. So Jordan Espinosa about to step into the cage, getting his final checkout. According to the graphics, he has 7 first-round finishes, which is pretty damn cool. Because nobody likes decisions. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't like decisions. I'd rather see fights than finishes. I mean, I don't mind finishes if they're hard fought, you know, close fights, but I'd rather see a good finish. So Eric Shelton's making his way to the cage now. Born in Lawton, Oklahoma. Who's he trained with? Core Fitness Systems, according to Tapology, which isn't always the most accurate. Anyway, Eric Shelton is 28 years old, fighting out of East Moline, Illinois. He is 5 feet 6 inches tall, 68-inch reach. He is a slight favorite at minus 140, and he's 12-5. He's now at the check-in station. And his corner looks slightly familiar, but not 100%. So he has 5 first-round finishes and 5 wins by submission. And he's tied for the second in highest striking defense among active UFC flyweights. I don't know where they get some of these stats. I'd hate to be the guy compiling them. That's definitely like an ESPN type stat too. I'm not like a huge statistician guy, because some of the stats they come up with to justify, just having something to talk about with these guys, it's kind of ridiculous. JBH in the chat says, room tour, not today. Not today. I do have my Invicta FC posters back over here. Actually, the room is in a state of transition right now, so about to paint the floors this coming week. This is actually like a basement game room that I usually just used to record because it's nice and quiet down here. So, all right. So Bruce Buffer about to make his introductions, and we are about to get underway in this first fight of the evening in the flyweight division. Eric Shelton versus, almost called him Steven Espinoza. Excuse me, Jordan Espinoza. Now, Steven Espinoza is that puke over at Showtime. Don't like him. Don't like Showtime Sports. Not a big fan at all. So, question for those watching. They always show that Nemirov vodka on the ring post, on the fence posts. Has anybody tried it? I'm not a big vodka drinker, but I am curious about it. I don't think I've even seen it on sale locally. Scott F. How do I say no to JBH? Piss bottles, etc. are totally acceptable. I don't have any piss bottles. That's fucking gross. I'll piss in the sink before I piss in the bottle. JBH says, who do I have? I'm going to go with Shelton. No, I'm sorry, Espinoza. I think Espinoza's on a roll. Granted, it's been outside the UFC, but Shelton has just failed to deliver on so far. So we're getting off to a fast start here. This is why I like the flyweights, man. Espinoza, he's moving. He's got the footwork going. He's got Eric Shelton on the outside, almost backed up to the cage. Oh, Shelton comes forward a little bit there. Espinoza goes down low for a takedown, but Shelton denies it with a sprawl. Nice kick there on a break from Espinoza. Espinoza comes forward and lands a nice right. Ooh, these guys are moving fast. Do not blink in this fight so far. Espinoza working the feints. He's working around the outside now. Coming forward with a spinning kick. That misses. Another kick by Espinoza. He's working on he's just getting his range right now. Whiffed on an oblique kick. Ooh, nice right hand counter by Shelton, who has his name tattooed across the back of his shoulders. If you don't know his name, just look at his shoulders. Espinoza still working some feints. He's not throwing as much now. Coming forward just now. Ooh, that was... So Espinoza came forward with a 1-2, but man, he left his head down. That's dangerous. That could cost him. Nice kick to the body by Espinoza. He's smiling now. He's feeling pretty confident so far. Shelton not throwing much. Seems content to counter so far. Ooh, and he gets a nice counter. Espinoza coming forward, a couple punches, followed by a leg kick. Knee attempt by Espinoza and is answered with a punch by Shelton. Eric Shelton still stalking slowly. Espinoza working the angles. Ooh! Nice counter there by Shelton that catches Espinoza a little bit off guard. But man, this guy is cocky. Little jab lands there for Espinoza. Kick to the body by Espinoza. Shelton ducks out of the way of a jab. Ooh, Espinoza comes forward with another spinning kick that misses. Another kick to the body lands, but it's a little low. Cup checks Shelton. Ref stops the fight. He's going to get a little bit of time to recover. It's a very fast-paced first round so far. Yeah, I'd say he got the outside of, like the outside perimeter of the cup. But Shelton's recovered fast already. He says he's cool. Touch gloves to restart the fight. And right back at it. Espinoza comes forward with a low kick. Come forward with some more punches, followed by a low kick. Espinoza comes forward with that oblique kick. Shelton throws a kick of his own. About a minute left in the first round of this flyweight opening bout. Another kick lit by Espinoza. Comes forward with a jab. Now he ducks under for a takedown. He's got one leg. Pushing Shelton up against the cage. Looks like he's not going to get the takedown just yet. Shelton's going to deny it. 45 seconds left in the round. Fighting in the clinch against the cage. Ooh, nice knee and by Espinoza and a punch off the break by Shelton. Espinoza coming forward. Shelton looking to counter. Low kick lands for Espinoza. Nice double jab by Shelton. Punch by Espinoza, answered by a low kick from Shelton. Looks like Shelton might be wanting to come forward here in the closing seconds of the round. And it's just about over. And there goes the end of the round. So, definitely, Jordan Espinoza was the... I am itchy today. Sorry, guys. Jordan Espinoza was definitely the aggressor throughout most of that first round. Even when he was on the outside, he was mostly the one leading with the striking. Didn't go to the ground at all. I'm going to go... I thought Shelton did counter effectively. I just don't think he threw enough. I'm going to have to go with Espinoza to take that round. Which actually, I'm going to pull out some paper so I can record all of this. All right, we're getting ready to start second round. Ooh, Shelton's a little more active in this to start the second round. Ooh, nice counter landed by Shelton. Espinoza whiffs on a hook. Scott F. in the chat says, Shelton always loses via close decisions. Yeah, I think all of his losses are by decision. Nice little jab there by Espinoza. Lands. Yeah, Shelton needs to start landing more. Ooh, he catches a kick by Espinoza, tries to come forward with it. So they just showed the significant strikes, and Espinoza's leading by about double I mean, not a whole lot, but I mean, he didn't have a whole lot. Anyway, like 16 landed maybe, but only 8 landed for Shelton. So, honestly, both of them are going to have to get busy, but especially Shelton needs to get busy with his strikes. Espinosa came forward with a 1-2. Now he's smiling. He's smiling. Ooh, this dude's cocky. He's trying to get in ahead of Shelton. You know, something I've noticed about, you know, like Espinosa's one of them. Man, these fighters that come in off the Dana White Contender Series, they come in with a lot of confidence. And I don't know if it's because, like, oh, I'm coming in off the Contender Series, you know. I ain't come in off no reality show tough. I don't know if it's that or what, but man, these guys, they come in pretty confident because, what's his name, O'Malley? Real confident. Ooh, nice counter there by Shelton. Shelton's starting to come forward and throw heat, which he needs to. He needs to catch up to Espinosa here. Nice low kick there by Shelton. Jab by Espinosa misses, but so did Shelton's counters. Ooh, Shelton went down low to the gut on that one. Nice. Got Espinosa off guard. Anyway, I was saying, you know, these Contender Series fighters, they come in really confident, and probably no one's more confident than Macy Barber, who's fighting later against J.J. Aldrich at flyweight. She's already predicting that she's going to be bigger than both Rousey and McGregor ever were. So, of course, she's also 20 years old and hasn't been humbled yet. And that very well could come later tonight against J.J. Aldrich, who is a very good technical fighter. You know, not as athletic as Aldrich, but what am I trying to say? You know, this is Barber's chance to really... Barber needs to like, she's moving up to flyweight, and if she wants to be champ, you know, the youngest champ ever, she needs to start making statements right away in all of her fights. So that's what she needs to do tonight. Espinosa dropping for a takedown, and he gets him down. He gets Shelton down, but Shelton immediately reversing it and getting right back up. So probably not going to get scored in Espinosa's favor. At least a smart ref wouldn't put that in his favor. Nice right hand lands for Shelton there. Espinosa, though, not slowing down. Neither of these fighters are slowing down at all. 25 seconds left in the second round. Low kick lands for Espinosa. Espinosa whiffs on the jab. Lands one there. Shelton coming forward with a 3-punch combo. Looks like you got the first two. Might have missed on the last. And there goes the end of the round. Hooters to go advertising on the canvas tonight. I didn't know you could get Hooters to go. Why would you want Hooters to go? Ugh. Like, first of all, isn't the whole point of going to Hooters because, you know, you want to sit there, eat, drink, and get served on by girls wearing, you know, tight booty shorts and cleavage wearing revealing shirts? I thought that's the whole point of Hooters. You know, you're not going to Hooters for the wings. I mean, Chris Rock even said that in his he had that song come out in the early 2000s, No 6 in the Champagne Room, and it was a spoof on that Baz Luhrmann sunscreen thing. Anyway, it was actually a line in that song. He said, "Nobody goes to Hooters for wings." And I kind of have to agree. I mean, their wings are okay, but you're not going there just for the wings. So Hooters to go. Anyway, in that round, I got to give it to Espinoza again. It was very close, though. We got a timeout by the ref. I don't know what's going on there. Oh, he's wiping something up off the center of the mat. Don't know what that was about. All right, so we're getting started. 10 seconds into the third round of this opening flyweight matchup. Espinoza working his way around the outside, circling around again. Ooh, nice kick lands for Shelton, but then he gets Espinoza. Shelton gets the eye poke. Ref didn't. Okay, ref is going to give him time. Looks like we got an eye poke there by Espinoza on Shelton. Oh, middle finger went straight into his eye. Espinoza landed that kick and put his hand out, and the middle finger just gross. Eye pokes are never fun. All right, doctor came in and checked. Shelton seems okay. They're going to touch gloves to restart. 4 minutes, 25 seconds left in the third round, or 35 seconds into the third round. Got Espinoza come forward with a spinning kick. Misses its mark. Shelton lands a jab air as Espinoza circling around. Shelton ducks out of the way of an Espinoza jab. Shelton come forward with 3-punch combo. Looks like the last two landed. Right hand lands for Espinoza, countered by Shelton. Shelton catches a kick by Espinoza, tries to get a couple punches off. I think he only landed like maybe one. Now we got Shelton on the outside and Espinoza in the center. But Shelton stalking forward again. Right hand lands for Shelton. Punch followed by a kick by Espinoza. Another kick caught by Shelton. Scott F says, Hooters to go, definitely not the greatest idea, but that was probably always an option anyhow. Yeah, I think you could, I don't know if to go is always an option. I know you could always, like, you know, take food back, you know, if you didn't finish it. I don't know. I haven't been to Hooters since 2006. I'd have to go all the way into the city into Pittsburgh to get one, so, or to go to one. Actually, the last one I was at was in San Antonio. I was doing my career field training in the Air Force. About 2 minutes left to go in this third round. This opening flyweight bout. Eric Shelton versus Jordan Espinoza. Eric Shelton apparently is ranked 12 right now. Nice 1-2 lands for Shelton there. Catches Espinoza off guard. Espinoza comes forward. Shelton lands another kick. Ooh. Jab by Shelton is answered by Espinoza. Espinoza coming forward. Kick Caught by Shelton, who lands a couple punches. Jab lands there for Espinoza, or at least seemingly landed from my angle. Eric Shelton whiffs on a Superman punch. Don't see those too often. Eric Shelton missing with some leg kicks. About a minute, 10 seconds left. Eric Shelton I don't think he's putting out enough volume here. He's letting Espinoza just dance around him, basically. And at this point, that's mostly what Espinoza is doing, is dancing until he decides to come forward. Espinoza missing on some hooks. Shelton coming forward wild there. Nice jab lands for Shelton. Misses, I think, on a second. Both fighters miss on some punches. Shelton comes forward with a 1-2. Another one. Espinoza, cocky as heck, says, yeah, bring it on. Must be the last 10 seconds because these guys are turning up the volume here. Shelton coming forward. He's looking to land some punches. Espinoza looking to counter, and there goes the buzzer. Jordan Espinoza, super confident he's got the win. He probably does. I'm going to give it to Espinoza, 2-1. I think Shelton did enough in that last round to take it. Scott F in the chat says they should change the shorts to a more modern, tighter fitting style. Now, are you talking about the fighter shorts, or are you talking about the Hooters shorts? Because if you're talking about the Hooters shorts, I agree. I think those things are terrible. They don't emphasize the booty at all. I'm trying to figure out why my trying to get some volume here. Not seeming to work. Oh, I've got this muted, that's why. Gotta turn that volume down real quick here. Just high enough to read the to hear the decision. Yeah, the Hooters shorts, they're like very 80s style shorts back when chicks were in like the bunch of steel thing. So we're about to get the judges' decisions here. $29-28, $30-27, $30-27. So Jordan Espinoza wins, unanimous decision. Not surprised by the result. DC's in there with him, gonna do the interview. So Scott F. Looks like Shelton wins another somewhat close decision. Well, only one judge gave him a single round. I agree with that judge personally. But Eric Shelton loses by unanimous decision. Jordan Espinoza, successful UFC debut. I want to hear what he says. So Jordan Espinoza wins the first fight, which means we are going to move on to the next fight here. Which is going to be moving up one weight class to bantamweight. Chris Gutierrez, 12-3-1, taking on Ryan McDonald, 10-0. So, both of these guys have fought for LFA in the past. Gutierrez is coming off a loss in his UFC debut 3 months ago, he lost to Raoni Barcelos by rear naked choke. McDonald, on the other hand, sporting that perfect record, coming in off a guillotine choke submission win in LFA 6 months ago. Take a look at these two. So we got Chris Gutierrez, 12-3-1 El Guapo, versus Ryan Main Event McDonald, 10-0. Both fighters are out of the United States. Gutierrez fighting out of Englewood, Colorado. Ryan McDonald is from North Platte, Nebraska. Looks like Gutierrez is the older fighter by just shy of 2 years. Both weighed in at 135.5 pounds. McDonald is the slightly taller fighter, 5'11" to Gutierrez is 5'9". 67-inch reach according to Tapology for Gutierrez. I don't have one for McDonald. You know what? I should see if they have one on UFC.com though. I haven't been to UFC's website in months. I hate their current layout. It's annoying. It's terrible. Let's see. See if we can find some stats on these guys. Let me see. Did I find anything? Scott F in the chat. Thank you for being so active. Says McDonald has only fought cans. Gutierrez has fought a lot of tough guys. Doesn't mean McDonald isn't good, but I gotta favor Gutierrez. Very good point there. We'll bring up the bout here. So the UFC has McDonald with a 73-inch reach to a 69-inch for Gutierrez. So 4-inch reach advantage for McDonald. Let's look at some of the people that McDonald has fought here on Tapology. You know, I like both the Sherdog Fight Finder and Tapology Fight Finder. One thing I like about Tapology though is that it gives you the win and loss record of each of a fighter's opponent. So you look up a fighter's record, it shows you who they fought, when, but it also shows you their record at the time and their opponent's record at the time they fought. So it's looking like McDonald has fought a lot of fighters with a lot more experience than him, but they're close to like journeyman records. His last win was against a guy who was 5-4. McDonald's 9-0 at the time. Before that, he fought a guy who was 7-9. His 8th fight fought a guy who was 10-8. 7th fight, a guy who was 16-19. That's a journeyman record right there. Before that, he fought a guy who was 14-7. So yeah, not the most stellar of competition, but he is fighting. To his credit, though, he's fighting guys who are more experienced than him at least. Looking at Gutierrez's record, in the meantime, Gutierrez making at his at the check-in point, by the way. Yeah, Gutierrez definitely has some better opponents on his record. Once he started getting going, started fighting guys with more wins than losses. He was 5-0-1. Fought a guy who was 11-8. Not that great, but then his next fight, he was 6-0-1. Took on a guy who was 7-2. Then for his 9th fight, he fought a guy who was 20-12. That's pretty impressive. And then mixing in some fights there. Took a loss to Jared Saunders, who was 15-3 at the time. But then his next few fights were against some opponents with some decent some good records. Both of those were in LFA too. And LFA is a good fight organization. They're very good at building up prospects. They almost take a boxing style approach to how they build certain fighters, especially like if they think you have star potential. Gutierrez looking like he's getting a no on his ankle wraps from the commission. They're looking at that. He's got to take off. Well, he had like 2 different ankle wraps on. 3. Looking like they're saying gauze only. Meanwhile, they're making a guy stand on 1 foot the whole time. So no to the artificial wraps, but yes to the tape, it looks like. Okay, so they're letting him go with tape and 1 layer of ankle wrap, but he had like 2 layers of pull-on ankle wraps. They're letting him go with 1 tape, 1 pull-on wrap. Whatever. I mean, come on, who cares? Really? Nah, that's not a good attitude to have. I don't know what the rules are on that, but so, McDonald now making his way to the ring. Ryan McDonald. Ryan McDonald sporting his 10-0 record. He's making his UFC debut. Fighting out of Nebraska. 5'11", weighed in at 135.5, and has that, as I already mentioned earlier, that 73-inch reach. That's a reach. That's impressive for a bantamweight. Is that Mike Dulce in McDonald's corner? That dude looks douchey enough like Mike Dulce. Or Dolce. However you say his name. Is it Dolce? I don't know. Then again, the only thing douchier than Mike Dolce is a dude with a soul patch. And Chris Gutierrez is rocking a freaking soul patch in his photo for Tale of the Tape. I might have to be cheering for McDonald now. Wait, we'll see. Does Gutierrez still have that soul patch on? I wasn't paying attention earlier. Oh, he's got the soul patch. Guys. Ryan McDonald just earned himself a fan in me. I can't tolerate soul patches, man. They're ridiculous. Looks like I lost a couple of viewers in the last couple minutes, but I hope it wasn't the Soul Patch comments, but if it was, oh well. So Ron McDonald is a plus 225 underdog. Scott F says you got to favor he's favoring Gutierrez, so it looks like the betting odds agree with you. Meanwhile, this arena is still empty, at least on one half, or mostly empty. That's a weird tattoo McDonald has. It's like, is that a dragon or a snake? But it's like the tail's broken off into two parts. Gutierrez looking pretty confident. Start the fight. And McDonald is another one of these fighters with his name across the back, across his shoulders. Nice exchange of low kicks between the two to start the fight. 20 seconds in. Gutierrez goes a little high with the kicks. Both looking to land some punches. Really just a filling out process at the moment. Another high kick by Gutierrez, blocked by McDonald. Spinning kick by Gutierrez misses. Nice low kick for McDonald. McDonald already sporting a little bit of redness on his nose from some of Gutierrez's punches. Might even be bleeding just a little bit. It's hard to tell. When you're that pale, you get red right very easily, so. Ooh. Don't know where that yawn's coming from. I had a nap earlier. So not a whole lot going on in this first round so far. About a minute and 50 seconds in. McDonald comes forward with a jab. Backs Gutierrez up a little bit. Whoa, Gutierrez comes high with a spinning back kick. That misses. Looks like McDonald went for a punch to the body there. McDonald come forward with some punches, but I don't think any of them hit. Coming forward with a double jab again. So they're both exchanging strikes, but neither of them are really hitting anything. I think Gutierrez might have hit him in the gut there with that punch. And he followed it up with a body kick. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left of the opening stanza of this bantamweight bout. Gutierrez mixing in some punches and some low kicks. McDonald, he hasn't landed anything in a while yet. I think he's hasn't figured out the puzzle that is Gutierrez. Low kick air lands for McDonald. Gutierrez comes forward with an overhand right. Gutierrez stalking McDonald into the cage. Lands a kick to the body, but McDonald's come forward with a couple jabs. McDonald switching stances there temporarily. Looks like, ooh, where are these yawns coming from? Nice punch to the body there by Gutierrez. 50 seconds left in the first round. Whiffs on a high kick. Lands a low kick, couple low kicks. Jab lands for McDonald, but is answered by Gutierrez. Nice low kick there by McDonald. Spinning back kick for McDonald. Looks like it landed. Now they're getting into it just as the bell sounds. So not a super eventful first round for that bantamweight bout. Hopefully they get a little more active in the next few rounds there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get up for just a second here. I got to pour myself another drink. I'm down to just water and ice. I'll be back in just a moment. Oh, all right. So that was a quick break between rounds. Looks like I missed the first 45 seconds or so of the second round. McDonald's bleeding, definitely bleeding from his nose now. Looks like some of it even went all the way down to his leg. Oh, he's bleeding from his scalp, just above his forehead. So we got some more action to start this round out. Nice punch there, lands for Gutierrez. So moving on to whiskey number 2 of the night, which I'll be drinking neat. This is a pretty interesting one I just procured a couple days ago. It's called Ohishi whiskey. It is a Japanese rice whiskey. It's mash bill is 100% rice, malted and unmalted rice. It comes from Hitayoshi, Japan. Retails for about $70 if you can get it. But very delicious, very different taste, very smooth. I recommend it neat. Ooh, that's good, yeah. So just under 3 minutes left in the second round of this fight. Nice punch lands for Gutierrez. There's some burn. McDonald's still coming forward, though. He's just not able to land much. And starting to get a little tripped up. Gutierrez backing McDonald up against the cage there. McDonald trying to circle out. High kick air lands for Gutierrez. Axe kick. Misses on the axe kick, though. That would have been nice. Ooh, spinning back kick lands for Gutierrez now. Gutierrez starting to get a little more confidence, starting to style on him. A low kick for Gutierrez, followed up by a jab. No, actually, that might have been a right. Ooh. McDonald trying to come forward. He just can't seem to get past Gutierrez's guard. Gutierrez starting to push McDonald back up against the cage, but Gutierrez shooting for a takedown now. Sprawled on by Gutierrez. Or McDonald went for the takedown. Being sprawled on by Gutierrez. McDonald in a bit of trouble here right now. Spins to his back and gets right back up. Gutierrez is probably smart to let him get back up because, I mean, he's winning on the feet. Why go to the ground when you're winning on the feet? Gutierrez kick caught by McDonald, who's pushing Gutierrez against the cage, trying to possibly go for a takedown. Gives up the leg, though. Gutierrez is back out, back towards the center of the cage. McDonald coming forward with a couple of jabs. Going for another takedown. He's going for an ankle pick this time, but he's not going to get it. Gives up on it. 25 seconds left in the second round. Gutierrez goes to the body now. Couple seconds left, and there's the end of the second round. So guys, I don't know about you, but I've got Gutierrez up 2-0 so far. Where's my pen? There it is. Gutierrez versus McDonald, about to go to the third round of bantamweight fight. So far, I have Gutierrez 2-0. We're going to commercial break, which means it's time for a sip of whiskey. That is good. That rice whiskey is good, guys. No lie. But gotta stay hydrated too. A little under 2 hours till the start of the main card at 8 p.m. We're going all the way through all the prelims. We might continue with the main card. Third round getting underway. McDonald comes forward with a double jab. Ooh, gets knocked off balance by a very low kick from Gutierrez. Gutierrez coming forward with the flying knee attempt, but it was only like, wasn't really committed to it. McDonald coming forward now with some punches. Looked to get in the clinch, but gave it up real quick. McDonald still bleeding from the scalp. But I think he knows he's behind now. He's got to do something. Looks like Gutierrez might be bleeding from somewhere too, but it could also just be blood from McDonald. Gutierrez with a spinning kick. Lands to the body. Gutierrez is really just circling around right now. Not throwing too much. Mostly letting McDonald come forward. I think Gutierrez is confident that he's ahead. So, not going to waste too much energy. McDonald really bleeding from that cut on his scalp now. Surprised they haven't stopped it to have the doctor look at it. Guess it's not bleeding into his eyes though. So McDonald's still coming forward. Gutierrez not really throwing anything though. Mostly just feinting. Nice right there by Gutierrez. They both smiled at that. Looks like a shot to the body landed for McDonald maybe. So halfway into the third round, I have Gutierrez up by 2. But right now, he seems content to just take this third round off, which I'm not a fan of doing. There he comes forward with a punch there finally. But for the most part, he's just throwing these little low kicks here and there and letting McDonald come forward. Okay, nice punch to the body there by Gutierrez. McDonald's still not able to really get anything past Gutierrez's guard, though. Ooh, nice low kick there by Gutierrez. Makes McDonald spin in place. Spinning back fist there by Gutierrez. McDonald bleeding like a stuck pig now from that scalp wound. I'd still like to know what opened it up. But about a minute and 22 seconds left. Third stanza. Donald comes forward with a spinning kick of his own. It was not that pretty, not that effective. He ducks under a spinning back fist by Gutierrez, trying to go for a takedown. He desperately needs one right now, but is denied. Donald comes forward with a couple lefts again, but both missed their mark. 45 seconds left in the third round. McDonald, desperate need of a finish, but Gutierrez finally coming forward now with some strikes. McDonald catches him off balance and gets him down. McDonald working in the guard of Gutierrez. He's trying to pass. Getting stacked now by Gutierrez. He gets to half guard. Nope, he's still in the guard. Gutierrez almost made his way past to side control. But Gutierrez trying to keep the distance with his hips and legs. This is McDonald's chance to really work. Gutierrez went for almost like an armbar, but missed on it. Now he jumps guard on McDonald, and just as the bell ends. So I'm not sure about that third round. I thought McDonald was more active, but just missed on a lot. Gutierrez really didn't even go for anything there. Either way, I'm going to go first 2 rounds were all Gutierrez. I'm going to have to give it to Gutierrez by unanimous decision. Chris Gutierrez, El Guapo, which means the handsome. So checking out the news on some other websites, FightNation.com has China's Bao Yin-chan joins the PFL 2019 season, looking like he'll probably be fighting in lightweight. This guy will add some interesting flavor to that division. He was a fighter in Road FC's $1 million lightweight tournament. I think he made it to the second round. I can't remember. I have to look him up, but he's one to keep an eye on. He's a fighter out of China. You know, one of the growing wave of Chinese fighters who are looking to expand outside the country. And he trains at a good gym. He trains at what's it called? The Xi'an Sports Institute, which is where Li Jingliang fights out of. Zhang Tiquan. I know Zhang was a WEC vet, but not sure if he ever fought in the UFC. Wu Yanan is out of there. She's fighting next weekend, I believe, for the UFC. And Road FC heavyweight Arugella, who was the victim of one of the worst low blows ever. Scott F in the chat. How'd McDonald fight go? I had to run out for a bit. At least 2 rounds to Gutierrez. Did I miss the freaking result? Looks like it. Yep, I missed the result. I wasn't paying attention. My apologies, guys. So it looks like Gutierrez by unanimous decision. Not sure what the actual round scoring was. But so we're up to the next fight in the strawweight division, women's strawweight. Randa Marcos 8-6-1 taking on Angela Hill 8-5. Angela Hill making her way to the ring. She fights out of Alliance MMA, which has been both good and bad for her. Interesting fact there. Angela Hill is tied for the most knockdowns in UFC strawweight history. Second most significant strikes in UFC strawweight history. And third highest striking accuracy in UFC strawweight history. So, you know, if you followed Angela Hill, she's a striker all the way. I mean, she's rounded out her game enough. She definitely improved her ground game, takedown defense a lot. If you watched her Invicta FC title-winning fight against Livia Hinata Souza. Souza, who now fights in the UFC as well. So Angela Hill's getting into the cage. Randa Marcos making her way there. Randa born in Baghdad, Iraq. Pretty good story about how her family escaped from there. We'll go ahead and look at the stats for these two. Randa Quiet Storm Marcos 8-6-1 versus Angela Overkill Hill 8-5. Randa is out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Angela is fighting out of New York City, New York. And Marcos is the older fighter, 33 years old compared to 31 for Angela Hill. Let's see, they both weighed in about 116. Marcos is slightly taller at 5'4" compared to Hill's 5'3". But Hill, however, has a 1-inch reach advantage, 64.5 inches to 63.5 for Marcos. That's according to Tapology. We'll see what the UFC... So both fighters are in the cage. Bruce Buffer is about to introduce them. Hill doing some shadow boxing for her intro. Looking ready to go. Amanda Marcos looking very tense and ready to go. Hopping around. Got the ref with the neck tats in the cage. Third man. All right, here we go. First round. Marcos with her low stance. One leg way back. Ooh, Hill goes high with a high kick that misses, but definitely puts Marcos on alert. Hill very active with the feints. These two are going at it early. 30 seconds in. They're both clinched up already. Angela Hill pushes Marcos up against the cage in the clinch. Hill has double underhooks, but hasn't done anything with them yet. Looks like Marcos getting one arm free on the inside. Trying to pummel her way out. Both exchanging knees right now. Marcos with a pair of them and another two. Answered by an elbow by Hill, but answered by a punch from Marcos. Hill lands a punch, but Marcos is coming forward with the punches right now. Backing Hill up. And they're both clinched up, spinning around. Marcos gets the head and arm throw on Hill. Right by the cage near the Nemiroff post. Marcos in side control right now. Possibly might even be going for attempting a crucifix. Not really. So got Randa Marcos on top of Hill in side control. Not where Hill wants to be right now at all. Randa Marcos still maintaining control. Hasn't started doing anything yet. So Hill getting her back up against the cage. She's starting to try to work her way up. But now Marcos moves in to mount. Working on the rear naked choke already. Hill trying to turn over. Not trying to give up her back too much. But really doesn't have much of a choice. Marcos now pouring some punches onto the face of Hill. 2 minutes, about 36 seconds left. Marcos has one hook in, working on taking the back of Hill. Hill on her side, with her back to the cage. Marcos on top of her. Now Hill goes full on onto all fours. Excuse me. Marcos still trying to get back control. Hill is in trouble right here. Not where she wanted to be this early in the first round. She doesn't want to give up her back all the way, but she also doesn't want to give up. She's stuck in between, mount and back mount. Hill and Marcos fighting for some wrist control. Marcos did not want to give up that wrist to allow Marcos to start punching again. Randa Marcos now has both hooks on Angela Hill. She's on the back of Hill. Minute and 27 seconds left to go. Marcos looking for an armbar now. Marcos turns Hill over, looking for that armbar, trying to separate that arm. Risky maneuver. She's punching to get Hill to release that arm. Hill is trying to fight off that armbar. She's got a death lock on. Trying not do everything she can to not give up that arm right now. Hill is in trouble with 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. Hill probably going to have to give up on that arm, and she's letting it go. Marcos is going to try to extend it. Hill in trouble here. Hill is in trouble. Marcos is trying so hard to extend that arm. Hill is fighting every step of the way, but she is in trouble. Marcos working some punches, and she gets that arm extended, and Hill taps out. Randa Marcos with the first round submission over Angela Hill. Randa Marcos gets the win by first round armbar submission. Have to look it up. So Randa Marcos gets one back in the win column. That's 2 losses in a row, however, for Angela Hill. Marcos was coming off a draw preceded by a loss. So Randa Marcos basically resets her win-loss record with that. Ooh. I'll tell you what, as soon as Hill, had to give up the arm and the grip, Marcos just extended it, and you could see it extend past the hyperextension point. So good win for Randa Quiet Storm Marcos. First round armbar submission victory. Going on commercial break. Got some look like Subway. Yeah, Subway. Can't remember last time I had Subway. So they're back. They're about to read off the official result. We'll get an official time here. Official time, 4 minutes, 24 seconds. So Hill had an uphill battle with that pretty much the moment she got taken down, and just was not able to escape with it. Daniel Cormier's in there with Marcos now. Alright, so that was the first of the ladies' fights of the evening. Of course, you're watching WMAC now, so we like to focus on the women's fights. And the next fight up is also with the ladies. We got in the 125-pound division, Alexis Davis, 19-8, taking on Jennifer Maia, 15-5-1. Bring them up on UFC page here. So Alexis Davis, 19-8, taking on Jennifer Maia, 15-5-1. Davis is a former bantamweight title challenger. Jennifer Maia is a former Invicta flyweight champ. Both of them are coming off losses in their last fights. Davis, the slightly taller fighter, 5'6" to Maia's 5 feet 4 inches. Davis is going to have a 4-inch reach advantage, 68 inches to 64. UFC lists a half-inch leg reach advantage for Maia, 38 to 37.5. over on the broadcast are doing some promos for Stephen Thompson for the main event. Doing a little interview with Thompson's dad, Ray. I'm going to extend it over here for a minute, guys. I got to take a Thomas real quick. Okay, hopefully that'll help a little bit. Sorry guys, sometimes I deal with a little bit of acid reflux problems. Doesn't help that I didn't eat today. So, unfortunately we had, fortunately, but unfortunately, a first round finish in the third fight of the night. Unfortunately, because it means now we got to put up with a bunch of freaking promos and commercials, even though it's a freaking streaming platform being broadcast in the US. I'm not a big fan of useless advertisements. Not when I'm paying for it, anyway. So, guys, looks like we might have a little bit of a break before the next fight. So, smoke them if you got them. Use the restroom if you got to. Because it doesn't look like we're going anywhere for at least for a little bit. Because they're busy talking about the main event. So, which should be a good one at Anthony Showtime Pettis' welterweight debut. Thompson, though, needs a win bad. He needs... hasn't been doing so good last few fights, and honestly hasn't looked good in any of them either. Becoming more of a point fighter by every time, seems like. Yep, Thompson coming off a loss. Pettis coming off a loss to Tony Ferguson. He broke his hand. No shame really in that. And definitely no shame in losing Tony Ferguson. You know, his current situation and all that, notwithstanding. Alexis Davis looking like she's coming out with some purple hair. Jennifer Maya, both fighters still backstage, but looking ready to go. Shadow boxing for the camera. And another commercial break. So guys, I'm sorry. You know, I don't have a whole lot to talk about right now. So if you are a fan of these live fight companions, next weekend, Sunday, early morning Sunday, One Championship is having their first ever event in Japan. It's titled A New Era. It's going to have 3 title fights. I will be doing a live fight companion for that. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the whole card or just the main card. Hopefully I'm not. Well, I have it scheduled so far. Hopefully I don't have to go to work next Sunday morning. If we do, I'm going to have to cancel it. So keep fingers crossed for that. But one championship, it's going to be a good event. I'll bring it up here real quick here on Yield Topology. Just give me a second. It says pay-per-view on the U.S. broadcast. I don't think that's true. I think it's still free on BR Live. If it is, another way you can get around this: set your download a VPN, and you can get them for free, or they might cost a little bit of money. Anyway, set that VPN to somewhere outside the U.S., go on to the One Super app, and then you can watch it for free. Anyway, just look at this main card. 135 pounds, Danny Kingad, 11-1, versus Senzo Ikeda, 12-6-1. That's the opening bout. Next up, kickboxing fight, 159 pounds. Andy Sauer versus Yodsenkle Fairtex. Okay, these guys are both getting up there in age, but this is still a very exciting kickboxing fight between two legends of, lightweight kickboxing. And then next up, at the one lightweight division, which is actually like 170 pounds, Eddie Alvarez making his one championship debut at 29-6 versus Timothy Nastyukin, 12-4, fighting out of Russia. Then the very next fight, at 135 pounds, Demetrius Johnson also making his one championship debut in the flyweight tournament versus Yuya Wakamatsu, who is 10-3. Then following out, we have four straight title fights. Kevin Bellingham versus Bibiano Fernandez at 145. Aung Lan Sang versus Ken Hasegawa at 205. That's a rematch of a previous fight. Unnecessary rematch, but they want to get a Japanese fighter up there. And then at 125 pound for the ladies, Jingnan Zhang defends her title against 115 pound champion Angela Lee. That's the fight I'm most looking forward to on the card as far as for this channel goes. And then in the main event, Edward is a title fight. Edward Folion, I believe, is the current champ, defending against Shinya Aoki. So that'll be next Sunday night, or excuse me, next Sunday morning. Meanwhile, back to the UFC, Jennifer Maia making her way to the cage now. She's out of Curitiba, Brazil. She's a shoot-a-box fighter. Don't hear shoot-a-box mentioned too often anymore. Jennifer Maia making her way to the cage. She is now at the check-in point outside the cage. Getting rid of all of her unnecessary accoutrements. Jennifer Maia, 15-5-1. She is a plus 115 underdog that's near even. Fighting out of Curitiba, Brazil. 30 years old. weighed in 126 pounds. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall, has a reach of 64 inches. She is, of course, the former Invicta FC flyweight champ. 4 wins by submission, 4 by knockout. And she is making her way into the cage right now. So now we got Alexis Davis making her way out, making her entrance. Alexis Davis, she's 19-8, coming off a loss to, I believe it was Katlyn Chookagian. Yep, 7 months ago, unanimous decision loss. She is a slight favorite, minus 140. Fighting out of Port Colborne, Ontario. 34 years old, weighed in 125 pounds. 5 feet 6 inches tall, with a 68 inch reach. So Alexis Davis at the check-in point, getting checked in before making her way into the cage for this flyweight fight. First of 2 ladies flyweight fights of the night. The other one being the main card opener between Macy Barber and JJ Aldrich. That's a little bit later. Alexis Davis has 8 wins by submission. She's definitely more of a grappler. Both these girls are decent grapplers. I would give a slight striking advantage to Maya, which I know I did a preview or on the other night during the my live stream. I said a striker versus grappler battle, but they're both pretty decent grapplers. Now, Davis does have that 4-inch reach advantage, 68 inches to 64. That could be a huge factor. Could be. Bruce Buffer, with the announcements underway. According to the graphics, Maya is a plus 120 underdog. That's slightly better odds than what Tapology listed. I'm not a big gambler, though, so... Now they're saying minus 140 favorite for Davis, which is the same as Tapology, so... Pretty close. Both of them pretty close. Alright, so we got the introductions under the way. Both are getting ready to start first round of this flyweight fight. Alexis Davis versus Jennifer Maia. Maia in the gray. Davis in the black. And here we go. Maia very busy with the feints with the hands. Davis coming forward. Davis looking like the taller fighter. I think they're both the same height though, but that reach will play a factor. Maia Landon looked like she landed a 1-2. Another jab lands for Maia. Maia Landon with the punches so far. That reach advantage not doing much for Davis so far. Davis is being the aggressor right now, though, coming forward. But Maya's punches finding a way through Davis's guard. Davis's face already red from the punches. Almost about a minute in. Oh, Davis getting double underhooks on a clinch. Landed some knees, pushing Maya against the fence. Davis looking to bully Maya while against the fence here. Another knee lands for Davis. Maya needs to pummel her way out of here and get out. Davis has one solid underhook so far on Davis. Looking like about to get two now. Although Maya working on preventing that. Knee lands to the body for Maya. They're both exchanging knees to the body in a clinch right now against the fence. Another knee lands for Maya. Looks like an elbow lands for Davis. Davis breaks off. Punch lands for Maya on the break. Maya come forward, get with the Muay Thai clinch, landed some knees, but Davis pushes her back up against the fence. Both of them again trying to work some knees in the clinch against the fence. Davis on the outside, landing more. Maya trying to drop levels a little bit to get down and grind. Maya's trying to establish her underhook of her own. Last time she did, she was able to break off the clinch. Looks like, nope, not quite. Both fighting for wrist control now. Breaking apart. Maya coming forward with some punches now. Maya landing some leather on the face of Davis. Davis looked like she was about to drop levels for a takedown. They're both in a clinch now. Dirty boxing between the two. They're apart. Maya coming forward. Davis going for a takedown. Sprawled on by Maya. Maya backing up off of Davis. Making her get back up. Referee Herb Dean steps in. Makes Davis stand back up. Both are looking to throw leather right now. She was taking too much damage in the striking. Oh, Maya switches it out. Now Maya's on the outside of the clinch. Davis with her back against the cage. Davis trying to fight it out. Maya fighting for head position. If I were Maya, I'd break off from the clinch right here. She's got one hand down low. Around the leg of Davis. If I were Maya, I'd probably give that up. I'd break off. Nice punch, couple punches laying in the clinch for Maya. If I were Maya, I'd probably try to separate and strike as soon as the clinch breaks. But Davis does have the arm of Maya trapped, it looks like, the left arm. Both two underhooks now for Maya. Exchanging knees in the clinch. Punch lands for Davis. Or excuse me, Maya. Maya with her head lower. Both looking for wrist control on the outside. Another exchange of knees in the clinch. Yeah, if I were Maya, I might try to break off this clinch. And there goes the end of the round. So, tough round to score. I think Davis had more control time and landed more knees in the clinch. But as soon as it broke off, Maya was definitely getting the better of the striking at range. I might have to give that round to Maya just based on the better overall striking at range. So we'll give that first round to Maya, me personally. I think I had Davis picked to win this. Not really, can't remember. Looks like we went down to only just a couple viewers. But thank you to those who have stayed in. Looks like the stream got interrupted a little bit. I hope it wasn't too bad. Alright, so we're getting ready to start the second round of this flyweight matchup. Alexis Davis versus Jennifer Maia. Exchanging some punches in the middle of the cage here. Looks like now it's Davis starting to get the better of the punches. Maia on the outside. Push kick there by Maia. Davis come forward with some punches, but answered nicely by Maia. Push kick there by Davis, answered by some punches by Maia. Out of the two fighters, Maia definitely wears the damage better than Davis. You know, Davis one of those pale fighters that just reddens up very easily. Kick to the body by Davis. Davis with an overhand followed by a jab. Another push kick by Davis. Trying to keep the distance. Let that reach work for her. Which she needs to do in these striking exchanges on the feet. She doesn't want to let Maia get in to work that boxing. Kick to the body is caught by Davis. And immediately takes Maia down. Lands in side control. And she moves straight to mount. Jennifer Maia in trouble here. Alexis Davis mounted on Jennifer Maia with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left to go. Maia in trouble. Wow, that was a fast change of action. Change of events. Maia right now looking to tie up Davis while in mount. 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Maia trying to slowly work her way over to the cage, possibly. Looking like she's trying to get... Okay, so Maia is now back into the has achieved half guard. Maia now working in the, or excuse me, Davis now working in the half guard of Jennifer Maia. Hasn't really started landing the ground and pound yet. Looking, she's going to start to now. Alexis Davis still on top in half guard of Jennifer Maia. Bad change of pace for Jennifer Maia here. Davis looking like she's going to work for a key lock. Don't see those too often. Yeah, Alexis Davis working on a key lock possibly. Nope, gives that up. Or Maia gets out of it. But Davis possibly in position to work for Kimura from here. Working on wrist position. Davis not really working the ground and pound too much. Gets an underarm on Davis or Maia. Some elbows start to land for Davis on top in Maia's half guard. Now some punches to the face. So far this second round, as soon as it hit the mat, it has been all Alexis Davis. 55 seconds left. Jennifer Maia needs to really work to improve her position here. She is just giving this round away to Alexis Davis. Not really giving away. Alexis Davis has worked for it. She worked hard for it. She earned it. But still, she's not going to be able to do much from here. Alexis Davis firmly in control in the half guard of Jennifer Maia. 24 seconds left in the second round. And there goes the end of the second round. Gonna have to give that one to Alexis Davis, guys. That was all Davis at second round. She started to even do better in the striking, and then as soon as Maya landed that kick to the body, it was caught by Alexis Davis, and Davis immediately took her down. Very nice move by Alexis Davis. And they're on a commercial break to Subway. We're only down to one viewer, but that's okay. We're still going to keep going, guys. Because having fun right now. Alright, so we are back. Third round already underway. Davis again come forward with some push kicks. Maya landed a couple punches there. So right now I have it 1-1. Maya's starting to land some punches. Davis as well. So I have it 1-1. Davis, Maya, each round apiece. Although that first round was close. Maya coming forward with going body to head. Davis with a body kick. Answered by some punches from Maya. Maya needs to work hard here. She doesn't want to lose 2 in a row in her first stint in the octagon. Maya working the boxing. Not letting that reach disadvantage perturb her. Davis threw a kick, answered by another punch by Maya. Another low kick answered by some punches by Maya. Davis come forward with a punch, countered by Maya. Some more punches countered by Maya. Maya doing very good in this third round so far. Minute and 15 seconds in. Maya getting the... So far it looks like Maya's getting the better of the boxing exchanges. Kick to the body lands for Alexis Davis. Some more punches by Maya, but answered by a low kick by Davis. Ooh, Davis goes high with a kick. Lands a couple punches, but they're answered by Maya. 2 minutes into the third round of this flyweight fight. Ooh, nice 1-2 lands there for Jennifer Maya. Low kick and a punch lands for Davis. Halfway into this third round. Nice punch there lands by Maya. Nice jab to back up Alexis Davis. Another nice jab there by Jennifer Maya. Kick lands for Davis, answered by a jab by Maya. Oh! Maya trips to the ground. Gets right back up, but Davis trying to pour it on. But, they're back to where they were before. 2 minutes left of this third round. Another push kick there by Davis. Some punches by Maya, answered by Davis. Davis the one stalking forward. Maya circling around. Just over a minute and a half left in the round. Davis misses on a kick. Kick by Davis, countered by a nice left by Maya, who answered, followed it with a right. Another jab there left lands for Maya. Another yawn by Chuck. Nice punching exchanges between the two with 45 seconds left. Low kick lands for Davis. Some punches land for both. Another jab lands for Maia. Ooh, nice punch there lands for Davis. Low kick lands for Davis. 20 seconds left. We might see them start to really pour it on. Davis going for the clinch up against the fence, trying to land some knees. 10 seconds left. They're clinched against the fence. Ooh, Maia breaks it off with some punches. Davis come forward with some punches of her own. About a few seconds left. Body kick lands for Davis, and there goes the end of the fight. Oh, good end to that fight. Davis bleeding from her scalp along her hairline. Guys, I got to give that third round to Maia. So, right now, I have it 2-1 for Jennifer Maia. However, that first round was kind of close. It could go 2-1 in favor of Alexis Davis, and in which case, I won't argue that. If it goes 2-1 for Alexis Davis, I won't argue against it. They're on commercial right now while the judges tally the scores. All right, we're back. We're going to get to hear the official decision. Hopefully you guys can't hear that too much, because otherwise I can get in trouble. 29-28, all three. And Jennifer Maia picks up her first UFC win. Unanimous decision, 29-28. That's what the score I had. Alexis Davis, obviously very disappointed. Jennifer Maia, very elated. Davis went over and congratulated Maia. Oh, that's what's his face translating for Maia. I forget his name. He's a fighter too, a former fighter. Waleed Ismail. Waleed Ismail in the ring, translating for Jennifer Maia. Waleed, one of the more interesting characters from back in the early days, like the NHB Vale Tudo days, and especially the early days of Pride. This dude hated some of the Gracies. Not all of them. He definitely hated High-End Gracie. They had a rivalry going that never got to see it come out. But good to see Waleed Ismail. He's the promoter for Jungle Fights down in Brazil, which is a pretty good promotion. They're not that active of a promotion down there in Brazil, but they always put on some good events with some good matchups. And of course, Waleed is just one weird looking dude too. So that is it for the ladies' fight on the prelims. The next prelim fight is going to be bantamweight bout between Marlon Vera versus Frankie Saenz. Let me refresh this page here. Got Marlon Chito Vera, 12-5-1, taking on Frankie Saenz, who is 13-5. Vera out of Ecuador, Saenz from the U.S. Vera, the taller fighter by 2 inches, 5'8", 256. Vera also has a 4.5-inch reach advantage, 70.5 to 66 inches for Saenz. Leg reach, 40.5 inches for Vera, giving him 2.5 inches over the 38 inches for Frankie Saenz. Hopefully they'll move along right into this fight, and it looks like they are going to. Let's see, any action going on in the chat? Nothing going on right now. Guys, just a reminder, you know, the chat's there. Feel free to give your opinions on what's going on in the action. Let me know what you think of the stream so far. I'm open to criticism. Keep it constructive. Constructive criticism, please. But other than that, we're waiting on the next fight to get started here. Looks like one of them's already making their way. Is that Marlon or is that Chito? Or is that Saenz? Frankie Saenz at the check-in point. Frankie Saenz apparently has 3 first-round finishes, 3 wins by knockout, 2 by submission, and is a former King of the Cage bantamweight champ. King of the Cage probably has to be the most active promotion possibly anywhere. I mean, they might put... Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what that was about. If it's important, they'll leave a voicemail. I usually stream through the phone. So, we'll see. Charles Fogel in the chat says, keep it up, enjoying it. Thank you, Charles Fogel. And great name. Charles is a great name. I ought to know. So Frankie Saenz stepping up into the cage. Marlon Chito Vera out of Ecuador. About to make his entrance. Marlon Vera looking like he's been training with Team Oyama. I think that's Colin Oyama right there behind him. She also trains, I know, Carla Esparza. I'm on a bunch of fighters. So Marlon Chito Vera coming off of back-to-back wins. He has finished 10 of his 12 wins, 3 knockouts, 7 submissions. Apparently he's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got a voicemail. I'll have to check that out a little later. I'll check it out after the stream's done. Hopefully it wasn't anything too important. Probably just a robocall. Alright, so we got the tail of the tape. I already went over these earlier. Frankie Saenz much older, 38-26 for Marlon Vera. Man, 38. That's old for most fighters. But for a bantamweight, that's practically ancient. Let me see if I can minimize this thing up here real quick. There we go. All right. Both fighters in the cage, getting their announcements done. Gonna get ready to get underway. In a bantamweight fight. Marlon Vera looks like he needs to start working on that right leg there. He's got tats all up and down both arms, and his left leg, oh, he is working on the right leg too. Okay. Just not as much as the left. He's already got the neck covered, guys. Gotta have the neck tats. Charles Fogel in chat says, the money's on Vera here, let's go. Okay, going with the younger Chito Vera. Oh man, this fight's getting good already. Kick and a punch by Saenz there. Vera definitely the taller fighter with the longer reach. Taking advantage of that reach right there. He was just able to keep Frankie Saenz at bay with his arm. Ooh, big overhand right by Frankie Saenz there. Low kick as well. Frankie Saenz is in an uphill battle right now. So far, dealing with the reach of Chito Vera. Oh, Saenz drops him, clips him good. Vera goes for Saenz goes for takedown, but Vera's landing the freaking hammer fist, and that is it. Oh, quick finish for Marlon Chito Vera. Charles Fogel, go get your money. Chito Vera with a first round TKO. He clipped Saenz good. Saenz basically went for that leg, you know, and hugged it out of like reaction, like instinct. Here we go. It was a left. It was a jab, like a stiff jab, really. Drops Saenz. Saenz grabs onto his right leg. Vera just starts dropping punches and hammer fists. Oh, a couple landed the back of the head. That was like 3 in a row, straight to the back of the head. Come on, ref. Either way, Frankie Saenz was done. He was already done. So giving Chito Vera the win by first round TKO. They might even score that one a knockout. So, got about 45 minutes left in my stream. And then I am going to click off once the main card starts, guys, just to let you know ahead of time. But we will have fun for the rest of these prelims. However, once we switch over to the mainstream, I recommend the MMA holes are going to have their fight buddies going on right now, and they are a fun time. So definitely check them out once the main card starts, though. Stick with me for now, though. Meantime, we still got commercial waiting on the official decision. Damn, Pizza Hut commercial. Pizza Hut's looking good right now. I might have to order some delivery. Probably not though. Pizza Hut's too damn expensive for delivery. I'm not even cheap when it comes to food, but they're just that expensive. I'm gonna turn the volume up here for the official decision. One minute, 25 seconds of the first round. Marlon Chito Vera out of Ecuador is your winner. Minute and 25 seconds. Good Lord. So yeah, the reach of Chito Vera was just, the height and the reach was just too much for Frankie Saenz to deal with. Got clipped by a really stiff jab. Went down. Vera was quick to capitalize and gets the win. So congrats to Marlon Chito Vera. Next fight up is going to be the preliminary feature bout. And that is between, stupid refresh, Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell taking on Bobby the Wolfman Moffitt at featherweight, 145 pounds. Both these fighters are coming off wins in the UFC. Mitchell 10-1. Bobby the Wolfman Moffitt 14-3. I believe he's an Ultimate Fighter veteran. Both are 5 feet 10 inches tall. Moffitt with a 4-inch reach advantage, 74 inches to 70. Don't have a leg reach stat on Moffitt, however. In the meantime, Daniel Cormier is still interviewing Chito Vera. They're not going to rush this interview because first round finish, they got about 10 minutes probably before they start the third fight. Seems to be the formula. You try to fit a fight into a half-hour bracket there. At least that's usually how it goes. Now, UFC on ESPN Plus so far has been working a tighter, faster pace as far as pacing goes. Although tonight they've been having a lot of commercial breaks, so we'll see. They're actually giving the official countdown clock on screen, about 40 minutes, 25 seconds to go until the main card starts. So I talked about earlier when I started, might go into the main card. However, not going to do that. We'll end this at the end of the prelims. I mainly did this because, you know, there's a lot of channels out there that do fight companions, and they'll stick to the main card, or they might do the whole thing. I wanted to give a focus on the prelims, especially because it had 2 ladies fights. My channel is WMMA Scene now, so I do focus mostly on women's fights, but I do like to do these fight companions. They're a lot of fun. I have fun with them. Still working on only my second drink, which is kind of slow-paced for me. Might have to finish this whiskey real quick and do one more. If you weren't watching earlier, that was Ohishi Japanese rice whiskey. I just finished up. Very good, very smooth, very different taste. Not like most other Japanese whiskeys at all. Most Japanese whiskeys are malt whiskeys based on more on Scotch. But this rice whiskey is very good. I do like some of the other Japanese whiskeys as well. I'm not a big fan of malt whiskeys. One Japanese whiskey I do recommend besides this Ohishi is the Nika Coffee Grain Whiskey. It's a grain whiskey, meaning it's a mix of grains. Very good, a very smooth taste, and not very malty. So they're going over some, they're building Macy Barber up. They're already talking about some of the youngest champions in sports history. Because, you know, Macy Barber says she wants to beat John Jones' record. John Jones is currently the youngest UFC champion in history right now, or the youngest to earn it. Showing Tiger Woods won the Masters when he was 21 years old. John Jones, of course, 23 years old when he won the light heavyweight title. Macy Barber's 20 years old. Very confident, very cocky fighter. Yeah, I'll say she's a little cocky. I mean, already saying that she's going to be bigger than Conor McGregor and Ronda Rousey. Of course, that is a flyweight bout versus Macy Barber versus J.J. Aldrich. That's the opening fight on the main card. Of course, we're waiting on to get started with the final preliminary fight between Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell and Bobby the Wolfman Moffitt. They're showing them in the back, getting warmed up right now. They're not going to rush these guys out just yet. It's 23 after 7, and they've got, so that makes them have 37 minutes left. They're not in a big hurry to get these guys out there. Alright, so they're getting ready. They're doing the preview video for this fight, which means they'll actually will get them started. Walking out, looks like. Nope. I spoke too soon. Commercial break first. For a vehicle. What vehicle is this? Ford. Looks like Ford. Yep. No, Kia. Kia Telluride. Not your typical looking Kia SUV, that's for sure. So guys, I will be right back. I'm going to go pour myself another drink. Smoke if you got them. Get your drinks ready. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we are back. I am back. And I went down to one viewer. Oh well. So I got my next drink ready. I'll go ahead and share it with you. I've got a craft whiskey this time. This is coming out of Disobedient Spirits in Western Pennsylvania. This is their Shagbark whiskey. It says Disobedient Spirits has restored an old tradition of alternate wood maturation. The contents of this bottle were matured with the bark of the shagbark hickory tree, long used to smoke meat and create a tangy syrup. We have perfected the union of hickory with sweeter corn tasting notes. However you choose to disobey, we simply ask that you do so responsibly. So this is a somewhat local whiskey. Disobedient Spirits is located in Homer City, Pennsylvania. I think this is a very unique tasting whiskey. I don't know if they can ship outside of Pennsylvania. You can visit their website and find out. It's got a unique smell to it. I mean, it's definitely a whiskey, but it has a neat. The nose is not your typical American style whiskey. And neither is the taste. That is, wow, that is different, but in a good way. I like it. It's definitely woody. A little bit of smoke, maybe. Like, I don't think they smoked that bark, but there's a bit of smokiness there. It definitely leaves a strong finish aftertaste. We'll see how it does once it waters down a little more. In the meantime, over on the broadcast, they're still showing a promo video for the main event. Oh, they just showed the Showtime kick. The Showtime kick. It goes all the way back to the WEC days. Pettis beat Benson Henderson for the lightweight title for WEC. That was the last, I think that was like one of the last WEC events, if not the last event, before they got absorbed by the UFC. And took Pettis a little longer to get to the title in the UFC. He was the UFC champion. He beat Benson Henderson. Henderson got there first. In the meantime, the belt has gone, I think it went to Dos Anjos after that, then to Alvarez, and of course Alvarez lost it to McGregor. McGregor got stripped, and then they, that's a mess. Of course, they gave Ferguson was the interim champ, and then he couldn't fight. He got that knee injury, that catastrophic knee injury, so they stripped him of the interim title, and they made Habib versus Raging Ally Quinta for the real title, which was some BS. And now Habib's the champ and successfully defended against McGregor. And then, of course, nearly started a riot. So, anyway, they're getting ready to bring these fighters out for this next fight. They're showing Moffitt was an Ultimate Fighter veteran. I don't think he was even a finalist. Dude's got some creepy looking eyes. Oh no, that was the other guy, not Moffitt. Now they're showing Moffitt. Moffitt does kind of look like a wolf man. Bryce Mitchell has the creepy eyes. Like, kind of looks like Jared Leto a little bit. Except a creepy version of Jared Leto. So Moffitt and Mitchell getting ready to come to the cage. Featherweight battle. They just showed the freaking preview. Now they're showing another one. This is ridiculous. Come on, guys. I realize you don't want to have a whole lot of dead air, but it's a stream. No one cares. No one's worried about it anyway. So they're basically just showing the same video over again. So we'll go over the stats for these guys again because we got the time. Bryce Thug Nasty Mitchell taking on Bobby the Wolfman Moffitt. Mitchell's 10-1. Moffitt's 14-3. Both of them are coming off wins. Both out of the U.S. Both are 5 feet 10 inches tall. Both weighed in at 145. Moffitt has a 4-inch reach advantage, 74 inches to 70. Don't have a leg reach listed for Moffitt. Mitchell's is listed as 40 inches. Moffitt has more wins by KO or TKO, although Mitchell has an 80% submission win rate compared to 20% decision. Moffitt, 7% TKO, 64% wins by submission, and 29% by decision. I'm not going to go into like the significant strikes and that, because frankly that stuff's stupid anyways. Significant strike, they need to change the definition. So Bobby Wolfman Moffitt making his way out right now. UFC listed his keys to victory as confidence in strikes, attack with submissions, and believe you're the man. That actually is very important, you know, that last one, that believe you're the man. You got to have confidence in yourself. You know, when you're going out to fight someone and exchange punches, if you don't have confidence in yourself, you're going to get the crap beat out of you. I mean, that's good advice really for anyone. Believe in yourself, you know, believe you're the man, believe you're the woman, whatever. You go out there, you got to think you're going to win. I mean, otherwise, that can spell disaster, man. You don't want to go in there lacking confidence. I mean, we've seen that enough times. Well, I don't know about you guys watching. I know I've seen it enough times to know that if you go in there and you don't have, and you're lacking confidence, it can spell disaster for you. So Bobby Moffitt now inside the cage. Going to be wait on his opponent, Bryce Mitchell, born in Texarkana, Texas. Thug Nasty is his nickname. Yeah, he doesn't look very thug nasty to me. Sorry, Bryce, but you don't look like Thug Nasty. I mean, I guess that's ironic. Maybe it's ironic. I don't know. He looks like he has eyes from a freaking White Walker, though. Good Lord. Bryce Mitchell's keys to victory, according to UFC: set a high pace, avoid leg attacks, and be different. Okay, I wish I had the volume up so I could listen to these, but I can't or I'd get in trouble. So Bryce Mitchell about to make his way into the cage. Up, they're both in the cage. Tail of the tape. You know, I went over this earlier. There we go. Moffitt's 28 years old to Mitchell's 24. Same height, same weight. Now, tail of the tape, unlike the UFC website, is listing Moffitt's reach as 73 inches instead of 74, compared to Mitchell's 70 inches. Both fighters, however, looking ready to go. All right, Bruce Buffer's got his announcements done, so we're getting ready to start this flyweight fight, feature fight for the UFC Nashville Prelims. And they're off, they're in the center of the cage. Mitchell in the blue shorts, Moffitt in the whitish gray. Mitchell coming forward, lands a low kick. Counter by Moffitt, misses. Mitchell whiffs on a big overhand left. Nice jab there by Moffitt. Mitchell throws a high kick, answered by a punch from Moffitt. Mitchell leading with a jab. Moffitt coming forward. Flying knee attempt there by Mitchell. Didn't even really come close. But he's being different right now so far. Body shot by Mitchell. So hey guys, if you're not watching this advertisement right here, they're showing a little promo in the corner. You know, get your swag and get your gear at UFCstore.com. So if you want your replica belt or your Mitchell drops Moffitt with a punch. Moffitt now going for a takedown. Moffitt gets up but going for a takedown. He's working a single leg on Mitchell. Mitchell doing his best to defend it, but Moffitt gets Mitchell down. But Mitchell's back up on his feet. Moffitt still has the leg, though. Mitchell is able to get out of it so far. Moffitt going down low for the ankle, which they said he needs to try to avoid. Mitchell kind of has the back of Moffitt right now, but not really. In fact, I think he's about to give up position to Moffitt. Yeah, his legs are in a bad position. He's about to give up at least half guard. Oh, but Moffitt's going for the rubber guard. Moffitt's getting that leg up there. Moffitt's got the Mitchell's got the triangle now on Moffitt. He's got Moffitt trapped in that triangle. Very slick by Mitchell. Moffitt looks like he's about very close to tapping out. Moffitt's turning all kinds of shades of color. Inverted triangle now by Mitchell. Looking like he's trying to get that arm out, convert it into an arm triangle. Or maybe just a full-blown arm bar. But Moffitt escapes. Very nice by Bobby Mitchell. Had Moffitt stunned. Moffitt did very good to get him down to the ground, but Mitchell rather, very good. Oh, Mitchell eats a right hand. Moffitt coming forward with some punches. Now it's Mitchell with a takedown. Going for a takedown against the fence. Dropped for a single leg. Trying to go for a takedown against the fence. I don't think he's going to get this, though. Moffitt's doing pretty good to defend it. Moffitt gives it up, backs up. Excuse me, Mitchell gives it up, backs up. I hate when fighters have last names that begin with the same letter. So we got Mitchell circling around the outside. Moffitt looked like he was going to go low for a takedown, but Mitchell denies it. Now Mitchell going for possibly a takedown. Driving Moffitt up against the cage. Had his leg, but giving it up. Now they're both clinched up against the cage. Mitchell on the outside, but now Moffitt reversing positions and going to try to go for a takedown of his own, looks like. Now Mitchell's back on the outside. And that's the end of the round. They're going to go to commercial break there. Very close round. Well, not that close. Actually, that wasn't that close. I'm actually going to go with Mitchell to take that first round. Based on he dropped Moffitt. I mean, Moffitt straight clearly dropped. And then when Moffitt got the takedown, Mitchell was able to get him into a nice triangle and then was trying to go for the armbar triangle. No one's watching. I'm going to turn around and aim my holes for a second. They're showing a replay. Mitchell dropping Moffitt with that punch. Right, Moffitt goes down for a takedown. Started the second round. Sorry, guys, I'm a little late starting. Not paying attention here. Moffitt gets a successful takedown on Mitchell. He's got Mitchell against the cage. Mitchell trying to bring his guard up. Moffitt's got one leg trapped. He's got Mitchell stuck up against the fence. Mitchell trying to sweep here, but nope, that's not the way you want to do it. About a minute, just under a minute into the second round, Mitchell is able to get back to guard, looks like, or at least half guard. Moffitt now taking the back of Mitchell as Mitchell recovers position. Mitchell able to get back up to the ground. Moffitt brings him back down with the leg, but Mitchell's right back up. About a minute and a half in, just under a minute and a half into the second round. Moffitt coming forward with some strikes. Ooh, nice punch to the body there by Mitchell. Nice Nice jab by Mitchell. Lands. Moffitt missing whenever he comes forward so far. Not really landing much. There. Looks like Moffitt landed a punch there. Low blow looks like landed by Moffitt, but Mitchell seemed like he was okay. Now Moffitt takes Mitchell back down to the ground. Kind of just drags him there like hip toss, but really almost basically dragging him to the ground. Mitchell looking like he's going to try to work a Kimura. Probably going to try to sweep off of that, is my prediction. In half guard, barely, but Moffitt on top right now. Working ahead, trying to drag down Moffitt even more, or excuse me, Mitchell even more. Looking like he's trying to go for some kind of choke. Looks like an anaconda choke or maybe a darce. I'm not that good on like these front chokes. Looks like a darce. But Mitchell seems like he's able to breathe so far. Meanwhile, Moffitt has given up top position for this choke. So if Mitchell is able to defend it, Mitchell does get his head back out. And now he is in the guard of Bobby Moffitt. Now Mitchell takes the back of Moffitt. He's working out a crucifix. With 48 seconds left to go in the round. Has him in an inverted crucifix here. Is he going to be able to keep him trapped? It's hard to say. He's got to really work the strikes if he wants to keep this position. This is a big reversal for Mitchell here. For Bryce Mitchell, can he use this to take the round? I don't think so. He's not really doing much with the position. Basically kind of giving up the crucifix right now. But Moffitt actually looks like he's going to get the reverse. He ends up back on top, but with his... No, he's got his head out. Mitchell now, Moffitt basically ended the round in side control. It was a bit of a scramble, but going to have to give that round to Moffitt. So 1 round apiece. I have these two so far. And this Shagbark whiskey is getting intense. This is intense. Oh, good Lord, is that intense. I probably shouldn't have given myself a full pour of that. I probably should have just gone for a sip of that. Because it is, wow, that is intense. Okay, getting ready to start this third and final round. Looking like it'll end just in time for the main card to start. At which case I will be signing off. So they're doing a little advertisement for, all right, round 3 is off to a start. Bryce Mitchell going for a takedown against the cage on Bobby Moffitt, but Moffitt shrugs him off. Moffitt now on the offense here, chasing down Mitchell, starting to land some punches. Moffitt again going for a takedown against the cage. Moffitt going for a takedown, but Mitchell is able to get him off of him and defend it. But Moffitt drops down for another takedown, and this time he is successful. Moffitt going straight into the guard of Bryce Mitchell. Mitchell tried to get that leg up high, was unsuccessful. Moffitt now in the half guard of Bryce Mitchell against the cage, right up next to the blue post. I don't know if that's the blue corner post or if that's the that's one of the advertisement posts. Motel 6 post. Bryce Mitchell, though, going for an armbar on Bobby Moffitt, but Moffitt successfully defended, had his, planted his knee on the face of Bryce Mitchell. Moffitt looked like he's trying to get out of the half guard there and pass to side control. Bryce Mitchell was able to get back out and get back to his feet, though. Very nice reversal by Bryce Mitchell. Landing a couple punches and now a push kick on Moffitt. High kick by Mitchell. Counter jab by Mitchell. Mitchell doing a good job there. Like I said, I have it 1 round apiece going into this final round. Let's see what each fighter can do. Got to give it to Moffitt so far with that successful takedown. Moffitt now going for another nice takedown on Bryce Mitchell right up against the cage. If Bobby Moffitt can keep this up, he'll work his way to a successful unanimous decision. 2 minutes, 45 seconds left in the 3rd round of this flyweight preliminary feature bout. Bobby Moffitt now, still half guard of Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell trying to lock him down, stall him out a little bit. Couple punches land for Moffitt to the head of Bryce Mitchell there. Moffitt landed some more ground and pound. Moffitt looking like he's going to work. Trying to get his last leg out to get full side control there. Possibly mount. I'm not sure what he's working with his arms. Looks like another Darce choke or Anaconda choke. But Mitchell's out and he's now trying to gain position on Moffitt. Mitchell on the outside. Oh, Mitchell! Mitchell taking the back of Moffitt now. Mitchell's got one hook in. He's on the back of Moffitt. Reversal of fortune with 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the 3rd round. Can this be enough? Mitchell has both hooks in on Moffitt. He's got the rear naked choke in. He's got it. He's got it. I think he's under the chin. I think he's under. Yeah, he's under. Looks like he's under the chin. Bryce Mitchell with a reversal in the last minute or so of the 1st round. He doesn't have the choke in yet, but he's got full back mount on Mitchell or Moffitt. He had him flattened out. Moffitt now back up to one knee, trying to defend the rear naked choke. This could be the reversal of fortune that Bryce Mitchell needed and to close out the round. This could be a very strong finish for Bryce Mitchell. Even if he doesn't get the finish, this could be a strong way to finish the round for Bryce Mitchell. 13 seconds left. Now 10 seconds left. Bryce Mitchell on the back up. He gives up back mount. Bobby Moffitt back to his feet, but that is a very strong finish for Bryce Mitchell, and that ends the round. Bobby Moffitt walks off with his hands raised. Bryce Mitchell finally raising his hands too. Good way to end that fight. Man, I thought Bobby Moffitt was going to have that 3rd round. Bryce Mitchell might have taken it with just over a minute left by reversal and then taking the back mount. Oh man, guys, I just don't know. I don't know how the judges are going to score that that 3rd round, because Moffitt was in control for a lot of it, but then Mitchell came back, had the back mount, came close to finishing. I mean, I know we're not talking an open scoring system here, but one got to think, for Mitchell to get that reversal and come close to finishing like that, you could possibly give him that third round, even though it was just over a minute of advantageous position, but he was actually going for the finish, whereas Moffitt wasn't. And damn, phone's ringing. Thankfully, someone answered it. So we are now waiting on the official decision between Bryce Mitchell and Bobby Moffitt. Preliminary feature fight, featherweight division. Bruce Buffer's ready to read it off here. All three judges. 29-28. Bryce Mitchell. So, that's a decision I agree with. I had Bryce up rounds, the first 2 rounds. Or no, I'm sorry. I had it 1-1. That's right. I had it 1-1 going into the third, and they gave Mitchell the third round. So, Mitchell takes it by unanimous decision. 2-1. Bryce Mitchell starting to swear a little bit in his post-fight interview. So Bryce Mitchell, 29-28, wins the fight. Guys, that's it for me. Like I said, I was just going to do the prelims. So Thug Nasty there, going Thug Nasty with that. So anyway, guys, that's it for me. Excuse me. Thank you to everyone who joined me. Thank you to Scott F. and Charles Vogel, the active chatters in there. You know, like I said, you know, follow me. Read the description down below. Has my social media accounts. My Instagram is both my personal and for this channel. Twitter is dedicated to this channel. And if you feel like it and you want to, I left my PayPal down there. Feel free to donate to the channel too. I mean, look, it goes to recurring the cost that I used to. I bought some equipment for this channel, and I've also made a couple of trips covering events for this channel. I'm making another trip in May. So that'll help just recoup a little bit. I'm not going to ask you to donate. I'm saying if you enjoy the channel and you'd like to, then please feel free. Other than that, guys, that's it for me tonight. They're going to kick off the main card here. I'm not going to cover it tonight. Although I do recommend you go over to the MMA Holes. They're doing a live stream for the rest of the card. So please feel free to go over to them. In the meantime, guys, you know, subscribe to WMMA. Well, excuse me. What else can I say? But subscribe to WMMA now. The best and maybe not fastest growing, but we are a fast growing women's mixed martial arts platform dedicated to women's mixed martial arts on YouTube. Guys, thank you for joining me on this stream. I had fun. I hope you had fun too. Have a good night.